Hi guys, welcome aboard. If you are new here, welcome back. If you are not, and welcome home if that sits properly for you. I would like to say welcome back to me after a long, rather unexpected absence. I'm super happy to be back, and the topic I am feeling urged to speak on today is very simple. What change is coming in for you? What cycle are you completing, and what cycle is about to begin for you? You know, we just moved through eclipse season, and we had some major energy moving, and so pretty much everyone is moving through some kind of shift, some kind of release, some kind of change. Some of you more than others, but we're going to look into what's moving. What are your change themes right now? Here's what I'd like you to know. There will be timestamps in the description box below. So if you want to go straight to your reading, you absolutely can. If you are someone who prefers to witness the pile creation, that is what we are doing right now. Remember that this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate with everyone. Please feel free to pick up what feels like it belongs to you and leave behind what does not. Well, okay, look, there's your validation for that. Use your intuition. As I always say, this is where the intuition, your intuition, becomes part of the magic, right? And so whatever it is for you, whichever pile you're drawn to, however that works, however your energy wishes to choose a pile, please go right ahead. Like I said, you have all that validation right here. So however this sits for you is simply the way that we're going to allow this to roll. So you can choose pile number 1, number 2, or number 3, and then we will pull our tarot cards as we are live in that moment, mostly because I like to shuffle when we're in it for you guys. I think that that's important. I don't know, I just like that to be part of that process. So anyway, I'm super glad to be back. I'm going to give you a moment here to choose pile number 1, number 2, or number 3. Again, just whichever one sits best for you. And remember that you can be drawn to more than one pile. That's okay. You can listen to this entire reading. Like I said, it's not going to be long. I just am feeling compelled to make sure that this message gets out. And so that's what we're doing. Take a moment. Pile number 1, number 2, or number 3. And I will see you in your reading. All right. Welcome, pile number 1. Let's see what change is presenting for you. Oh, lovely. Okay, so the Nitya Kali. So if you can look at this gorgeous card, it's got the Sri Yantra in the center, right? Yeah, this is lovely. So this is a calling toward your inner space. This is definitely a place where you're being asked to trust your intuition, right? And we remember that that was the card that pulled in the beginning. So we'll go ahead and leave it over here as a message to remind us, right, that this is always our hearkening back for the overarching whole of these readings. So this is about finding your voice, finding your own voice, your authentic voice. Let's keep going. So you got Leo, right? And Leo is lovely here because this is really about your own will, your own experience, right? Leo is the card of self. It's the card of the ego. And so sometimes we have to put that ego aside, but Leo is also the card of the heart. And so this is an invitation to deepen your experience of your own heart, right? And so you also have the thinking man and willpower. So So here we're talking about your thoughts, right? And how sometimes our thoughts get in the way of what we are looking for, right? The messaging, or perhaps even the journey. And if that Nitya Kali is calling us to deepen our experience, right? Sometimes we have to put these thoughts aside and really just fall into our intuition and really trust it. And as we have willpower here, you know, this is just an echo, right? Certainly we're talking about Leo and a little bit of Taurus energy, but this is trusting the journey, trusting the journey, right? What is changing? What is changing? Let's grab some tarot and see if we can get a little bit more insight about how best to really deepen your experience of your own intuition. Since I believe that's clearly what is shifting for you is the way that you experience, is the way that you experience your intuition. Perhaps it's about how you trust it in a way that you haven't trusted it before, right? To bring you those insights, to bring you those revelations, those awarenesses. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. That's a card of mastery. It's a card of dedication and devotion to self. It's about how you put into practice, right? Those things that you choose to do in order to be self-serving, in order to serve your mission, right? And in this case, we're talking about what's changing. So this could be self-devotion to a new practice. Oh, look at that. Okay, so you have the King of Cups, right? This is about how you choose what is going to bring you emotional happiness, how you choose what's going to bring you bliss and contentment and satisfaction. And then, interesting. So this Three of Pentacles is about a collaboration, right? There might be some information coming to you, right? These earth energies here. How is this new information showing up in your field, right? It could be a collaboration. It could be a class that you're choosing to take. It could be a new opportunity or a new venture that you're choosing, right? That is going to be something that you devote your energy to, because you know in the long term it will bring you happiness, right? And remember, this is practice. This is what you do every single day, right? This is the way that you choose to structure your life. And, you know, there's that concept of, wow, so many pentacles. There's that concept of motivation. Well, this is deeper than motivation, right? Dedication and devotion is always deeper than motivation, because that's what makes you remain in motion in your practice long after the motivation has left you, the idea, right? The thought of motivation. So this is really where you're going to land, where you're going to put your feet on the ground and choose to move through the world instead of kind of floating above it, right? Instead of kind of drifting through it, instead of allowing your avatar to be your expression, you're instead going to allow your heart and your soul to be your expression instead of your thoughts, right? We're making choices that will definitely bring you so much joy that you will be able to share it. But here's the deal. You have to get there first. And the key is really whatever choice it is that you're making right now, this choice to change, this choice to deepen your own inner awareness, your own inner voice, the way that you choose to put your feet on the ground and move through the world, right? This is how you choose to walk your path every day. And it has to be always spiraling back toward the center, right? Really look at that Sri Yantra. I would absolutely encourage you to look this up and spend a little time with this absolutely lovely, this absolutely lovely yantra. It's so beautiful. And I have one in the door of my office because it's just so lovely as a focal point, as a meditation point. So this is about always going inward, 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 right? And the way that you're going to choose that path is with your intuition, right? Certainly. But then there's that back of house work to devote yourself to, knowing that it's going to serve you and knowing that this is all of your energy. Right? Whatever this is, you're going to move your thoughts aside. You're going to move your ego self, your monkey mind aside, and choose to bring yourself to that place of highest expression, that place of highest embodiment. And again, be on the alert for something or someone that's going to help you or teach you, right? These are reciprocal cards. This is giving and getting, learning and teaching, and having so much, clearly what you do, having so much that you're able to share, right? So this might be becoming part of a community or becoming part of a group or even starting a group. So whatever is changing for you, pile number one, you're creating something, but it's something that's going to require your devotion, right? You can do it as long as you're making sure that your thoughts are in service to your goal. And I don't think you'll have any problems with that. So I want to wish you best of luck, pile number one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can come back and let me know how this goes. Thanks for listening and take care. Hey, pile number two, welcome. Let's get right into it. I just grabbed this intuition card. So we are reminded of our collective fallout, right? The one that jumped. So we want to make sure, lovely, that we know where we're remaining here, where we're cycling back to. So you have Kamala Devi, right? So this is lovely energy. Kamala Devi is a manifestation of Lakshmi, right? So this is about blessedness, abundance, fortune. It's also about heart-centered growth, right? This is about heart-centered growth. This is the way that you create from that place of abundance, from that place of bliss, from that place of nurturing, right? So there's an aspect like a Mary Magdalene aspect, Holy Mother, Divine Mother, Goddess aspect to this energy here. So let's keep that in mind and keep moving. Okay, so we have deceit. Please note that these are both 25s. So if 25 or 52 or 7 is an important number to you, please pay attention to that. So we have deceit. Let's get a little bit more information. We also have Pisces and union. Well, that is interesting. Okay, so if we have Pisces, union, right? Pisces is always seeking union. And so perhaps there are things in your energy that you feel have been blocking you, or we're talking about Pisces energy. So if there's something that you're allowing to be in your way, right? Literally, something like we would maybe notice something that we are choosing that is an addiction that's blocking our progress, or blocking our luck or fortune, or preventing us from becoming part of those things that we are calling in, right? Because this represents everything, and then deceit is that block. So we have these three really energies that are super flowy. We've got union, right? Balancing out. We've got the Pisces, yin and yang fish, and then we have Kamala Devi, right? Who is representative of divinity and blessedness and that real state of being in flow. And then we have deceit. So what's changing? Let's grab some tarot and see if we can get some more information there before we... Oh, hello. Oh, okay. So the Ten of Pentacles, we're talking about legacy and love and what you thought you were building. What you thought your foundation was might not be the foundation that you have at this point in time. Yeah, so this is about shared, ooh, okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, pile number 2, let's have this conversation. So something that you thought that you were building that had great foundation, that was divinely guided and divinely blessed, has ended or is about to end. And here's the thing, you probably already know what that is. You probably already know that it's coming, but still it is a shock, right? It is a shock, and it's going to move you through this concept of deceit and shift immediately. It's going to be like a switch flips, and all of these things that you were structuring so carefully are going to uproot, right? They're going to shift. Here is your mission, right? Pile number 2, your mission is to trust yourself and to trust the universe to provide you with the new option, right? Whatever's going to move out is going to move out, and that is a-okay. Remember, we are creatures of shift and change. We are not static. We are not here to stagnate, right? We have stillness as a motivation, as a goal, as a mandate, but stagnation is a choice. There's a difference between the stillness of redirection, right? These are amazing cards, right? The 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. These are cards that represent love, right? Union, joy, abundance. But then you have these 2 cards here, deceit and the Tower. So what's changing for you is something external to you. Something external to you. So a circumstance in your life is shifting and changing. But here's the key. Your option is to remember that all of these things exist within you, right? You are that manifestation. You are that manifestation, and nothing can deceive you except yourself. So whatever union and whatever transcendence and intuition you have that have led you to this place of knowing that this is happening, or knowing that this is coming, or even being forced to walk through it, right? Whether it's a challenge with another person or something, a circumstance in your life, it doesn't matter. What you need to remember is that nothing is ever taken from you where there's not something being given back, right? You always have an option, and Kamala Devi is here to remind you, no matter what happens out there, always in here, you have the choice of falling back on your strength, falling back on your belief in divine blessings, in your belief in bliss, and knowing that your legacy is your legacy and you forged it, right? This union is not union with another thing or another person. This is union with yourself. This is union with the divine, right? Pisces is that next level transcendent sign, that energy that says, we are divine. I am the divine. I trust in my journey. I don't need to look away from it. I don't need to deceive myself about what has happened or what is happening. Instead, I get to choose to be present because I am strong, and there's nothing outside of me that is not for me, right? It's all for you. And these options that are coming in for you as well. And they are also divinely guided, right? No matter what happens, you have the strength to move through it as the fire, because you are the fire, right? You are. Hold up. I want one more card. I just want a clarifier on this Tower here. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Oh. Okay, well, listen, pile number 2. We're gonna look at this as an option. Here you have options. So this could be something that's really happening in a relationship, right? We have a lot of indicators that there may be some kind of relationship that is dissolving, that has dissolved, something where you have some kind of something coming in for you that is shifting or changing your relationship status, your belief in your status quo or your foundations. Here's the deal. The Lovers, this is also divine choice, right? This is divine choice. So again, asking you to trust the process and know who you are amid these shifts and changes that are external, right? So relying on your intuition. Again, intuition is everywhere here. So just allowing the journey to be your flow, right? We're not pushing things that are shifting or changing around you, are just that. Always coming back to your divine centeredness, always coming back to the notion that your cup is filled, right? And who fills your cup? The divine. You fill your cup as your own divine counterpart, right? You have plenty of options. You have plenty of support. You have plenty of input. So make sure that you're utilizing this. Stay grounded, stay focused. Don't let this turn you into something else, right? Make sure that you're focused on your highest good, your highest potential, and let your intuition run this show. Pile number 2. Please come back and let me know how this goes. I wish you big, giant blessings. Okay? Take care. Hey, pile number 3. Let's get right into your reading. See what is shifting and changing for you. All right? Ooh. Okay. All right. You have the Durga Kalika. So here's the thing. This is about unexpected victory, right? This is about struggle and divine justice and the way that things come in for you, right? This is about divine vision, strokes of luck, and how you are prepared for, right? This is, there's a lot of radiance in this card. There's a lot of, there's a lot of, let's call it divine victory, right? Assistance as you move through, and whatever it is that you're moving through. Look at there. Ooh, hey, okay, you have 2 21s. Interesting. Pile number 2 had 2 25s. So if 21 is important to you, or the number 3, right? 2 1 1 2, or the number 3. Pay attention. So, and mindfulness also. So you have some mental energy cards, and then you have Venus, right? Venus is all about that sense of 3D love, home, and how we create and structure our world, which moves beautifully with mindfulness and strategy, right? So Venus is lush. It's worth fighting for, right? So this is how we create that sense of home. And remember that when we're talking about home here in Eileen Land, we are talking about using our inner eye, our intuition, and really getting in touch with what home looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like for us. And no one can take that away from us. No one can take those choices away from us. And the key here is whatever it is that you're going to strategize, right? This is also about writing your own story of what home is really mindfully, and then really being able to back it up. And know that this is what you're here to, all right, this is what you're here to defend. Oh, well, there we go. That's funny. See, that's how it works. Oh, another 2 of Swords. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of mental energy here, but there's also, there's also the way that you want to create your picture, which is very important. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Lovely, lovely. So this talks about the way that you're going to be resourced. In a big way, pile number 3. What's changing for you is the way that you self-create, is the way that you structure your narrative. From within, the way that you really call that sense of home into action. Okay, so remember, Also, we're talking about faith here, right? This is love or hate. This is faith or fear. This is trust or fearfulness. And so the way that you call that in has to be mindful. It has to be crafted. It has to be created. And you have to keep coming back and editing that story over and over and over and over again, no matter what pops up, mindfully, right? The thing comes up, you choose to nip it in the bud. Another thing comes up, you choose to nip it in the bud, allowing this to be your focus point. Right? This is what is worth defending. No matter what the idea is, you use your intuition, right? These double twos here, in order to create whatever it is that feels and sounds and tastes and smells like home to you. Nothing matters over that. This is not something that can be given to you. It's not something that can be told to you. It's not something that you can glean from your parents or your friends or church or a book or a story or a tarot reader on YouTube, right? This is what home feels like in your heart and soul, and only you can write that story. But you have to write it mindfully. Now here's the key. You have the power to do that, and the thing that you create will absolutely be something that brings you bliss and joy and satisfaction and contentment. But it has to be done through your intuition, not your thinking, not your thoughts, right? We can't always rationalize the story that we're telling. Then we're only telling part of the story, right? Three of Cups is a shared celebration, and here's the deal. Once you create it for yourself, you can invite others in to deepen your happiness, to share your full cups. But until you do that, it's still just an idea, right? You have to choose bliss. You have to choose contentment. You have to understand that what's worth defending is this thing that you're creating. And this thing that you're creating is where you're going to put all of your attention. So I think pile number 3, right? You got pile number 3 here. Is that what's shifting and changing is your sense of self-worth, right? Sense of your own engagement in your story. Your self-trust is deepening and widening and broadening, and it's going to bring you to that next level, right? Where you understand that what it is that you're creating is always going to be worth defending. And you have only but to make the choice, right, with your heart and soul in order to do that. And once that choice is made, it's going to kind of self-populate, right? And all the needed pieces and parts and people will just show up in your field. And you won't even have to think about it, right? It will just become part of the structure of who and what you are. But you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice about what's worth defending, and then you have to back it. Not only do you have to back it, but you have to put your heart on the line, right? And call it out and open to what comes, right? Mindfulness and the Durga Kalika is really about creating intentionally, right? And, you know, the word decision allows us to cut away from any other option. So be clear, be really clear about what it is that you're creating. Otherwise, right, we get that static, that fluff, and then we have to go back and cut things away. And so if you just don't allow that in, you're kind of in business, right? I love the way these kind of look similar. So make sure, right, that what you're calling in, pile number 3, is worth defending. Write it down. Create a journal, a structure, a vision board, a tangible reminder, right? And that's going to allow you to really weave and wrap your manifestations around something structural, something that has a matrix to it, not just the ideas, right? Not just the ethers, but it has to be something structural, right? This 9 of Pentacles this is what I have created, and I've created it all by myself. And now I'm willing to share it with others, and they are willing to share with me. So the way that you're structuring right now, pile number 3, is to really create that deep sense of self-fulfillment and also your self-contentment, right? So that your intuition can and will do its job. So, I love this. What you're creating requires your strategy, your mindfulness. But guess what? Your success here is assured. Your manifestation is assured. What you are calling in will create itself around you. So make sure you're doing it mindfully and carefully with all the attention to detail, right? Always coming back to that sense of home. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, pile number 3, so you can come back and let me know how this goes, because I really want to know. I wish you nothing but the best, and thanks for listening. Take care. Big blessings.